Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to HCL Vietnam TikTok series. So it's such a beautiful day today, right? So I would like to send my greetings and thank you for your presence in today the virtual session, Product Lifecycle Management. My name is Mai, Senior Marketing, and I'm your host. But now we are waiting for more people to join.
In July 2020, HCL began its journey in Vietnam. It was also the same period when the dreadful pandemic pushed the whole world behind closed doors. But technology came to the rescue and the world remained connected. Thus, in order to ensure regular dialogue, free flow of knowledge, thoughts and ideas, HCL Vietnam Tech Talk series was envisaged. In this HCL Tech Talk series, HCL experts share ideas on technology, future of workplace, connected living, and connected enterprise. The series went live on December 2020, and since then, sessions on various high-tech technologies such as machine learning, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, digital manufacturing, cybersecurity, etc. have been conducted. HCL Vietnam is committed to shape the technology of the next decade today. HCL Tech Talks will keep bringing many such valuable tech talks to your home screen. Stay tuned.
So welcome back. As you can see on my screen, HCL Vietnam Technology is a next-generation global technology company that helps enterprises reimagine their business for the digital age. Our technology, product, and service are built on 4 decades of innovation, with a world-renowned management philosophy, a strong culture in invention and risk-taking, and a relentless focus on customer relationship. In Vietnam, a Southeast Asian country had a rich historical and cultural legacy and unique biocity, making it multifaceted and beautiful country. Over the last few years, Vietnam's government and technology ecosystem are passionate about shaping this country as a key IT service destination to the global economy. The investment had made the local popularly and refer to Vietnam technology sector as a new Silicon Valley in Southeast Asia. So as you can see in my screen, HCL Vietnam offered the first career comparison job training program that aim a new college graduates who are looking for the right first step for their global career in technology and IT service. Besides fresher graduate, HCL Vietnam also scout for experienced professionals to build the next generation of IT leadership who have courage, care about making a difference, and collaborate to make an impact. So let us lead the chance, come become a part of vibrant Vietnam. Attend our virtual session today. We have Mr. 𝗗𝗁𝗄𝗃, Senior PML Consulting, and Mr. Naveen Nanjappa, Associate General Manager of HCL Technology, to share the update on PML strategy in the context of digital system. So I would like to introduce more about today's presenter. As you can see, 𝗗𝗁𝗄𝗃 has PML consulting service and had been working with global manufacturing leader for over 25 years with a focus on digital transformation and product innovation strategy. He serves on articulatory review boards of our customers, helping them define and implement their strategy. He is a member of the Code of PML openness community to promote interoperability and openness of PNL platforms. He lives in Pune, India with his wife and two sons. And the next one you can see is Naveen Nanjappa. Over 20 years of industry experience in application software development and PML platform, business development in collaboration with partners, expert in understanding of business requirements and translating into the proposal. And remember, during the session, if you have any questions, please comment below. We will answer at the Q&A session. For those of you just joining us, welcome. To begin, I would like to invite Mr. Srikanth to give us the vision of PML. Hi, Srikanth. Hi.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, very good morning to everybody and a warm welcome to this session. So today we'll be talking about product lifecycle management. So what is really a product lifecycle management? Today, if you see, we are living in unprecedented times, right? So if you are actually going into the market and trying to buy, usually, let us say, a simple something like t-shirts, right? So when you try to buy them, you will get them in some very standard sizes, small, medium, large, extra large, and so on. They don't fit any one of them, but they are actually made for a segment of or a large pool of people rather than for any particular. But definitely you might have felt that, okay, this doesn't fit me very well, but this is what is the closest fit. That is what I will try today. Okay, but things are changing. Technology is of help. So today we can manufacture products with the same efficiency with the where we have a very small sizes, right? So even for exactly for you, we can create a manufactured suit for you. Okay, so that is where the personalization is impacting a lot of our products and trends. The second one, if you see that our products are becoming smarter and connected, right? So today, I mean, perhaps one decade back, nobody would have assumed that a phone could do so many things today, right? So now it has, I mean, it's very smart in terms of, I mean, how it is helping us. We are actually, I mean, using it for um, photography. We are using it for your office work. You are using it for your personal work, or you are using it for your finance. So the number of things that it can do today is a bit very, very, I mean, exciting today, right? So the smart and connected products, these are not just smart, but they're connected with the infrastructure. We are not just talking about the phones, but phones on the roads, which are actually, I mean, the autonomous cars today, if you will. So they are not only connecting themselves, but they are connecting to the infrastructure. They are connecting to the uh, they are connecting with other devices and providing facilities for the smart devices. So the smart devices, in turn, they are actually enabling us create a smarter cities, because I mean, if you have a very regulated traffic, very disciplined traffic, I mean, that is very, I mean, smart for us, right? So that is actually, I mean, helping us in creating a smart and connected ecosystem for all of us. And third one is that mostly, I mean, companies, when they are looking, they are not looking at just selling the products to people, but they want you to actually use them. They want to help you, I mean, throughout its tenure of life of this product, right? And then the fourth one is the global products and the globalization, what we call as global products, availability of the global products into the local market with the locally sourced, the locally manufactured. You might have witnessed this in Vietnam too, right? So these are the global trends that are shaping the way we are designing the products, manufacturing the products, servicing the products, and also experiencing these products. So underlying bedrock of all this is what we call as product lifecycle management. Yeah. So without much ado, I would like to, I mean, introduce Naveen Nanjappa to talk about what is product lifecycle management, what are we doing with it, and how it is beneficial to customers, and what kind of uh, roles or what kind of responsibilities that okay, people can work in such kind of, I mean, domains, exciting domains. And so what do you, I mean?
Yeah, thank you so much for your sharing, Shrikant. So we will move next to Naveen. Hi, Naveen.
Hi, Mai. Thank you, Mai. Thank you, Shrikant.
Yeah, thank you,
Welcome,
Shrikant.
everybody. Yeah, moving on to the next slide, Mai.
Yeah, sure.
Today we are going to talk about the following agenda topics. We'll first know about what is a product, what is product lifecycle, how a product is managed through its lifecycle, the PLM growth market, the job opportunities in PLM, HCL's PLM success, and we'll open up for Q&A. Okay. Moving on to the next slide. So first, let us know what is a product. Basic definition of a product. A product is an item you sell to serve the customer needs. Today we have many industry segments manufacturing products. For example, if you see the automotive industry manufactures cars, the aerospace manufactures airplanes, your defense systems, etc. Your energy sector manufactures your wind turbines, your medical industry manufactures your tablets, med devices, your retail industry manufactures clothing, lifestyle goods, etc. Your food beverages industry manufactures beverages which is either hot, cold, bottled. No. In today's engineering world, products are broadly classified or categorized into discrete manufactured products like automobiles, aircrafts, ships, toys. These are the products which are assembled and easily identifiable. The other category is process manufactured products like your beverages, oil, natural gas, etc. These products are created by combining ingredients or raw materials using a formula or a recipe management. So having said that, each of the product category has got its own life cycle. So moving into the next slide, we see the life cycle of a product. Okay, a life cycle of a product has broadly four major stages. You have engineering, you have manufacturing, services, and aftermarket and experiences. During the engineering, the product is conceptualized through various customer interactions. The system design, a complete detailed design is created, testing is done, verification and validation is performed, and after which the design goes into the manufacturing. Now, when it goes into the manufacturing, the design comes to a local location for manufacturing, and this is where it gets manufactured. The supply chain will provide most of the parts, and it is assembled in a factory. The final product is supplied to customers through dealers. When customer starts using the product, for example, in our case, the car is an example, right? The customer experiences are documented through service. With the advancement of today's technology, we are in the connected cars world. The experiences can be utilized by the engineering to optimize the design for future variants. Once the product retires, it merely becomes a material. So having said this, each product has got its own life cycle. For example, a life cycle of a beverage ends with its consumption, right? So as I said, each product has got its own life cycle. So moving on to the next slide, we see how the life cycle of a product is managed. Yeah. Each product is managed through all of these phases which you see in the top chevron. Each product passes through all of these phases, which is concept, design, manufacturing, prototype, and all the way through sales and aftermarket. There are various processes that span across these life cycle stages, and manufacturing the product across all of these stages is called product lifecycle management. Okay, moving on to the next slide, we will see how this is all composed in an enterprise system. What you see here is the core bedrock systems for any enterprise, where PLM forms the major piece or the backbone. You will have the ERP, which supplies all the raw materials. You have the supply chain. You have customer reference management. PLM is an important system in customers' digital transformation journey. And as you see here, PLM plays a major role, in product development, verification, validation, quality management, release system, and change management. While each one has its own softwares, for ERP you have SAP, you have Oracle. For CRM you have Salesforce. Likewise, for supplier collaboration you have number of softwares available in the market. Okay, so moving on to the next slide, we see the typical softwares used through the life cycle of a product, which can be managed. Okay, here you see at the top, you see the top vendors are Siemens, Dassault Systems, PTC, who provide all of these applications across all of these areas. Okay, there are other vendors who provide these applications like Oracle Agile, 𝗟RHEN. For 𝗟RHEN software is used for managing any of your recipe management, or it is more on the food and beverages industry. So as I said, all of these big vendors or the other vendors provide their own softwares to manage your PLM. Moving on to the next slide, We see the benefits delivered by PLM when implemented across functions. Okay, so um, we have seen PLM has delivered benefits majorly in the following key sections. Uh, Organizational, we have listed key functions here. Okay, organization is one, and engineering and R&D is the second one. Manufacturing engineering, program management, sales and marketing. Okay, these are the core functions which we have, functional areas which you have listed in any enterprise where PLM can directly add benefits. Let's take an example how PLM has helped organizations. Okay, so uh, when we say how does PLM benefit, we say increases productivity. By using PLM, the organization has benefited by increased productivity. So what do we mean by this? Your PLM system allows you to track, monitor the status of all tasks taking place in your organization. This means greater efficiency and less waste of both time and money. Greater efficiency also means more time for innovation and creativity. Let's take another example. When we say reduce cost of quality, your PLM helps boost quality by tracking production data to see where production process breakdown and cost delays. This directly impacts on the cost of quality, and PLM enables this. Okay. Likewise, each different function has got its own benefits, which the customer can derive from PLM. Okay. Moving on to the next slide. Um, we talk about the growth of the PLM market in today's world. As you see in the graph listed on the top left, uh, the PLM market is constantly growing, and it is estimated by SimData to grow at a CAGR of 8%. Um, so even during the pandemic, uh, uh, the PLM market grew, and as you see, it is anti-inflammatory. If you see the chart towards the bottom right, you see the core industry segments like auto and aerospace grew very fast during the pandemic stages, while other industries like fab, electronics did grow to a great extent. So the PLM industry is here to stay, and there is a phenomenal amount of growth in the market. Okay, moving on to the next slide. We see what are the different capabilities required to implement PLM technologies. Okay, so this is for new entrants or lateral hires. So the foundation technologies like languages C, C++, Python, Visual Basic, Java, and there is software design methodologies, the knowledge of object-oriented design and SOA, software engineering practices like waterfall, agile, DevOps, DevSecOps. Then on the technology layer, you have the knowledge of CAD and the PLM systems. There are various PLM systems today: Team Center, 3D Experiences, 𝗟RHs. You have the CAE software knowledge. You have manufacturing, which is Delmia and Technomatics. So as you progress, the capability increases, and finally you get to a stage when you are more industry oriented, where you tend to gain the industry best practices, the domain best practices. you know for example, aerospace has got its own best practices. Automotive has got its own best practices. So fairly, this is a slide which talks about the capabilities which are required to implement a PLM system for any customer by a vendor. Moving on to the next slide. We at HCL have developed an academy. This academy is known as the PLM Academy. Basically, it's a training institute. This was conceptualized way back in 2023. I'm sorry, 2003. This academy has got various tracks. Uh, we train new entrants or laterals across all of these technology platforms. We start from the basics, and we also train on the advanced PLM. We enable them to uh, uh, get certification from leading ISV software vendors, which is Dassault, PTC, or Siemens. Then we train them on the software development lifecycle. Then we enable them to do webinars. The trainings are done over webinars, and uh, as you see below, you see our credentials. Like, we have trained almost so many consultants over the last few years. Yeah. Moving on to the next slide, we will see how my yeah how a PLM system is implemented. So HCL has developed a methodology for engaging with customers in a cyclic process, which is of discover, define, build, and operate. In the discover phase, while this is a linear model of engagement, the discovery process is the first step to identify pain points, value of PLM, and use cases to go forward with. Okay, so as you see, you have the define phase. In this stage, we clearly define and detail the use cases, engaging broader organization teams, market the inputs and adoption from other industries. Along with that, the define will critical is critical to measure parameters for success and drive the development plan. Then the next stage is build, where you implement the PLM system, and followed by the operate, where you support the system. This is traditionally done in the agile or the DevOps way of uh, execution. Yeah. Moving on to the next slide, we see the typical roles which are required for PLM implementation. While we have listed these roles, this is not the end of all the roles here. These are the key roles which are now required for any PLM implementation. Starting with consulting, which is a very important role, wherein your business analysts and consultants, do your discover phase, as what we saw in the earlier slide. Then, when the discover phase is done, you move into the define phase, where the product owner, the scrum master, and the developer take over and build the roadmap. Right? Then, once the system is developed, then the quality team comes into picture to do your testing, validation, and all of that. You have infrastructure as a key role to identify what kind of infrastructure is required for a particular customer in their enterprise. Then, to top it all, you have the program management as a role, who manages the entire PLM program, right from concept to retire, design to support of this PLM software which is being implemented. Okay, moving on to the next slide. So here in this slide, I would like you to introduce HCL's offerings and services for our customers. So what we see here is a strong experience and credentials which are built over 2 decades. We are today we are 2005 strong consultants. We have done almost 200 plus implementations at various customers. We are spanned across 50 countries, and we have almost had, as I said, we are 2 decades of experience. As we count, it's almost like 25, 26 years of experience as on date. So, uh, so uh, over the years, we have built this services which we deliver to our customers. While we say PLM, all of this is PLM. What you see here, you know, uh, we have many substreams like systems engineering, software lifecycle management, configuration and BOM management, simulation and data management, supplier collaboration, manufacturing, service lifecycle management. You know, for example, all of these, the service lifecycle management connects the endpoints, uh, connects to the suppliers, manufacturing, and the service. This is all completely built on digital technologies and enabling digital twin and thread. So throughout our journey, we have built multiple solutions and accelerators, which enables us to implement the PLM software for our customers in a more accelerated way. And this acts as a differentiator for us when we compare ourselves with other service providers. The one highlighted solution, which is the One PLM Cloud, it is the industry's first solution which HCL has built to transform a customer's PLM or cloud or PLM or CAD onto cloud. Okay. Uh, uh, by doing this, the customer benefits in a number of ways. Uh, when you transform the PLM on the cloud, it helps the customers to effectively manage the digital twin and bring in more innovative products to the market in a shorter time. Okay. So we have another framework which is called ECO. Uh, this solution is a complete digital thread platform which enables us to exchange information across engineering, manufacturing, sales, and aftermarket sales. So likewise, we have got number of solutions and accelerators. As I said earlier, these are the solutions and accelerators which help differentiate us from other service providers. Okay, we work in various verticals. You take any vertical, for example, from aerospace to high tech to energy, food and beverages, and all of that. So the major technology platforms are listed here. We work with almost all of these technology platforms, the big ones being Siemens, Dassault, and PTC. So while we do all of this, our execution frameworks are, well towards agile, less framework, and DevOps and DevSecOps. Okay. Yeah. Having said this, let's move on to the next slide. So, in summary, what we have learned or what we have seen in all of these slides are uh, how products are the centerpiece for digital transformation, the product lifecycle management, how is it important in the digital transformation of a customer, how the product lifecycle is a growing service area, the opportunities which exist at various level with clear growth path for new recruits or laterals. Then we also saw HCL's PLM Academy, which enables new recruits and laterals and to upgrade their skills. While we also saw all of this, we also introduced you to HCL's offerings and services. Today, HCL is a leader in consulting and system integration space. So finally, we are looking forward to invite you to this exciting journey. Having said that, I think we can open this forum to questions.
Yeah, so thank you, Mr. Naveen, for your presentation. Very knowledgeable, great example and real life scenarios. So now let's move on to the Q&A sessions. If you had any questions, please comment below. We're happy to answer. So I will invite Mr. Srikant too. Mr. Naveen,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm there.
it looks like we have a few questions. So I will ask you some questions, both of you. Yeah, let me see. So the first question is from Nguyen. What are foundation skills required for P&L implementations?
Um, yeah. So we have various skills which are available. So to start with the foundation skills, you have one should have the knowledge of C, C++, scripting languages like Python, and other softwares like Visual Basic, Java, J2E. And one should also have software development methodologies experience on, like, your object-oriented design, and little bit of experience on your software development cycle, like Agile, DevOps. While you have this, as I said earlier, we have this PLM Academy where we do train new entrants or laterals to scale up their technology skills. Yeah.
So to add to that, okay. So definitely, I mean, some of these language skills like C, C++, they are very, very important. But not to worry. I mean, even if you have a good, very good, I mean, academic career, I mean, we can help you build those skills as well through our academy. More important would be on the soft skills, what we call as soft skills and here skills, which are more about, okay, how do you communicate, right? So, or how do you actually, I mean, articulate and present. So these kind of soft skills and the problem solving, right? So how do you innovatively understand the problems of the customers, right? And then come up with, I mean, multiple choices of how that kind of a problem can be solved, and then help our customers choose the right solution and then implement. So some of these would be like soft skills like language, communication, problem solving, innovation. They are also, I mean, very much, I mean, required. Of course, I mean, on the languages and the technologies and processes, I mean, we will, I mean, train you, I mean, once you are inside the organization.
Yes. So we are going to the next questions. What are the soft skills required for PLM? Please.
Yeah. So, as Srikant just mentioned, one should have good communication skills, presentation skills, and more important, the problem solving skills. And with this, we have our PLM Academy, and we would train the new entrants to the desired level of expectation. Yeah. Did I answer your question?
Sigran, do you want to answer the question?
No, I think I answered your question. So,
Okay. So let's see. Uh, everyone, feel free to drop a comment below. We will answer right after. And the next questions is going to Nguyễn. Do we have to have CAD knowledge to work in PLM? Please.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
Do we have to have CAD knowledge to work in PML?
Yeah, if you do have CAD knowledge, it would be slightly beneficial so that you can visualize how a CAD or how a design is done in CAD, before you conceptualize and design the same thing in your PLM system. Yeah, it is a value add.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
thanks.
nice to have. but it's not a must. So if you have, for example, experience of using like SolidWorks or AutoCAD, definitely, I mean, that will help you understand overall product lifecycle management better, but that's not an absolute must.
So the next question is so interesting. Do we get opportunities to work directly with customer?
Oh yes, always. So
Yeah.
yes, so that's been the exciting part of this, to having the ability to, I mean, talk to the customers, understand their problems, and coming up with a lot of alternatives along with them, what we call as a design thinking process, right? So this is what we train you upon so that you can ask them the right questions, understand what are their hidden needs, right? So some of them, I mean, we can talk explicitly that, okay, this is my requirement, but most of the times what happens is that, okay, uh, they may not be able to express what exactly they want or what we call as the needs, right? So how do you actually, I mean, discover all of these and, I mean, work with them? But that is just the initial part of it. So once you design the system as per the requirements, we don't usually, I mean, just take 6 to 8 months or 1 year and then go back to them. Yes, I mean, this is the solution. Customer, can you please use? That's not the way what we try to do it. What we try to do it is that, okay, more in agile fashion, where we continuously interact with the customers. That, hey, this is what I think, I mean, you are looking for. Do you like this? Right? They may say, yeah, I like this. I mean, but if you do something, reduce this user interface color rebate, then this will be more appealing to my users. Okay, I mean, then in the next iteration, you do that and go back to them. So this will actually, like in a very agile fashion, we try to develop with them, validate with them, and finally, I mean, implement. But even if you implement that, the story doesn't end there. You'll have to train the users, both on the engineering users or on the manufacturing users. You have to train them on rightly using this system so that they can get the benefit out of this. So it's like what we are calling as a product life cycle. Means it's not only the product that has a life cycle, but each of these projects have like this life cycle, right? So during this entire cycle, we'll be closely working with the customers. And of course, I mean, some of these roles that you have seen, like the program management, the consulting roles, or the business analyst roles, or the trainer roles, they work very closely with the system, very closely with our customers. So there are opportunities, not only, I mean, from either offshore or onshore, but near shore and directly with the customers. So there are multiple opportunities throughout this to work with the customers.
Great, thank you. So I will introduce one more questions. The last question is, do you have any customer in Vietnam? Sure.
Yes, yeah, go ahead, Shrikant. You wanted to answer.
Yeah, good.
So we do have many customers, and in the PLM side, we have a couple of prospects. While there are other customers, global customers who have their operations in Vietnam, have approached us, and there are customers based out of Vietnam are approaching us. To answer your question, yes, we do have customers, and these are prospects. And going ahead, we want to be there in Vietnam.
Yes. Great. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you still being here. And thank you, Mr. Naveen, Mr. Shrikant, to being here. And your knowledge are very knowledgeable and your great example and real life scenario. Yeah, so thank you again to being here.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Mai.
Yeah,
Thank you,
For the
everybody.
thank you so
opportunity.
much.
Oh,
So we appreciate you still being here, everyone. So for people who missed it at the beginning, I'm gonna show you what lie in HCL Vietnam. You may find it interesting.
In July 2020, HCL began its journey in Vietnam. It was also the same period when the dreadful pandemic pushed the whole world behind closed doors. But technology came to the rescue and the world remained connected. Thus, in order to ensure regular dialogue, free flow of knowledge, thoughts and ideas, HCL Vietnam Tech Talk series was envisaged. In this HCL Tech Talk series, HCL experts share ideas on technology, future of workplace, connected living, and connected enterprise. The series went live on December 2020, and since then, sessions on various high-tech technologies such as machine learning, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, digital manufacturing, cybersecurity, etc. have been conducted. HCL Vietnam is committed to shape the technology of the next decade today. HCL Tech Talks will keep bringing many such valuable tech talks to your home screen. Stay tuned.
So, yes, if you missed the beginning, I want to share with you more information. HCL Vietnam offers first career a comprehensive job training program that is aimed at new college graduates who are looking for the right first step for their global career in technology and IT service. Besides fresher graduates, HCL Vietnam also scouts for experienced professionals to build the next generation of IT leadership who have courage, care about making a difference, and collaborate to make an impact. So hope that today event will bring you useful knowledge. If you have interest in career opportunity at HCL, please visit our website hclvietnam.com to find out available job. So thank you for attending our virtual session today. See you later.